What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Two Bros RC channel. Today we're going to be doing phase 1 of the upgrades on the WPL c14 build. As you can see, I've taken the stock tires off of it and I've replaced them with these Little Guy Racing Parts Trail Kings. These are I believe 62 millimeters by, they're 63 by 24, so 63 height, 24 width, and these are 1.0 Endura Steely wheels. And then if I just take the front wheel here off, you can see, if you are interested in buying one of these trucks, the stock hex size is a 5 millimeter, so it comes stock with 5 millimeter hex sizes, and the c14, the standard, is 7 mil. So you have to buy these itty bitty little hex adapters that just slide over there, and then your wheel slides right back on there, and then you just use the stock screw to screw it back in there. So I've got the extension on because I know I'm going to need it. But yeah, the biggest issue that I can tell straight away with this thing, with just some of the performance that we had the last video, was the tires, obviously, but we've already gotten rid of that problem, and the electronics. The electronics in this thing kind of suck. The remote that it comes with is very toyish. I mean, it kind of does fit in the hand good, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is very toy grade. The slow speed control on this thing sucks. It's very noisy, but $60 truck. The next thing that I believe that we need to do is fix our stance. This thing sits pretty high. But to get rid of the second issue I was saying, the electronics, I have the stock Spectrum 2-in-1 110 amp ESC and the controller that goes with it. So this is stock out of a c14 base cam. The first one I ever got. This is the electronics out of that. So these are going to be put into this truck, and hopefully that gives us what we need for slow speed out of this truck. But I'm hoping to throw it in there as well, maybe put the electronics up here so I can actually still access the battery terminal there, and then the on and off switch. But we'll see how that goes. I haven't really taken this body apart yet, and I know it's not as simple as just two bolts, and then it pops off. So we'll see if I do a time lapse and or just cut the video, because it might take me a lot longer than expected to get this body off without breaking anything. But I'll cut back to you guys after this is done, and then hopefully we can get some running footage of the new ESC. So I just cracked the ESC open on this thing, and it looks like it's just a single piece board. Here's your servo wire here. So our negative, positive, and then our ground. Just try and rip that out without breaking anything. Okay, servo wire, which I actually do have a servo laying around. I wonder if it would be better for this. Let's see what this is here. This is our headlights. And then this is our battery connector. This is our on-off switch. We're no longer going to need this on-off switch. So we can pull this out as well. And then the motor switch, or the motor plug. I'm just going to go ahead and throw these itty bitty screws back into these holes. That way if something ever happens and I need them again, I'm not searching for them forever. And I know that they are sitting right there where the on-off switch used to be. Ooh, I lost that one. So here is our motor plug. Just nice and easily pull that out. Okay, the whole plug came out. That's fine. Ooh, doesn't really want to come out of there. Let's try and get some tweezers and pull it out so I don't break it. Just bring that little piece up there and just pop back in. Awesome. There we are. Pay attention to the way every other one of these are going. Here we go. There we go. So this is the ESC that comes in that stock. As you can tell, it does look pretty toy grade. There's no case on it. And I figure while we're in here, I am just going to go ahead and grab that extra servo I have and see if we can't plop it straight down in here, because I know it is a good servo and it will give us more steering strength than this one. It should fit right down in there. Should. After a quick little search in my parts bins, I have found so this is the stock servo that comes in that, and it's very reminiscent of a 10 scale servo. This is a 10 kilogram Hobby Park servo that I believe will work better, and it is a smaller platform. So we shall see. I believe it was sitting in there like that, so we'll try and sit in there like that as well. And we'll take off this servo horn and just try and throw the stock one back onto it. Alright, so obviously this is not the best way of doing it, but to get the servo, or keep the servo from moving around, I just cut a little piece of foam and stuffed it underneath of that plate, but now it is, you know, sturdy and in there. So we're going to reinstall our servo horn here. There we go. And then this is gonna have to reach back here, as well as this, so we can just go ahead and reinstall this piece as well. Actually, something I didn't mention is this plug is not gonna work with our CX24 2-in-1 or the Spectrum 2-in-1. So I found some different headlights that I believe these are white headlights instead of these being and amber that will work with our 2-in-1 receiver. So we're going to replace those. But I don't think those need to be ran up here. I think, honestly, for simplicity of wiring, I will run them up here. Just along here. And spread those wires along those posts that screws into. So therefore it is out of the way. And honestly, while I'm here, oh man, this is gonna be back and forth. This is gonna be a long video, but I'm gonna take this back out. I'm gonna try and readjust our shock position from here to here. So just back one bolt. We will also do the rear shocks. We'll see if we have any problems with those hitting on the body or anything. Okay, we'll go to battery really quick and test everything, make sure that it's hooked up properly. So our battery just clicks in there. Okay, we've got lights off red. So steering. So I believe that our channels are backwards. This is a constant trouble for me, by the way, getting these things turned the correct way. This servo is a little bit too strong, this ESC, so if I go back and forth too much, then it kind of just cuts itself out. That's okay though. We have nice and solid steering. As long as I'm not trying to do any compy servo wiggles or anything like that, we'll be fine. But that's good. I'm gonna check the body back on really quick and get everything tucked back together. But that is the upgrade for that. Everything tucked back in, lights put back where they need to be put, and I will be back with you guys in a moment. I might do some customization on the interior of this body while I have it off, but we shall see. But I'll get back. All right, people. So this is going to conclude our first round of mods for the WPL C14. Like I said, we got our white headlights instead of the amber ones. And then our 2-in-1 ESC and LiPo battery. Open, but we've got our nice Spectrum 2-in-1. And as you can see, steering is nice and responsive, and our slow control still not the best, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Also, whilst putting the body back on, I did have to re-put the shocks back in the stock position in the rear, because the top of these shock absorbers, or the little plate that, this little plate that holds the spring in for these stock shocks, was rubbing on this section of the body right here. So I don't know if I'll have to cut that, maybe remove some whenever I get some better shocks, but that's a thing. And then let's see if you can see inside of the interior. I did just a few little chrome accents on the interior on the steering wheel and some of the dials. And I plan on actually putting a model water slide sticker in here on the odometer off of this Coca-Cola sheet here. This looks like it will fit really well in there, but we'll see. I've also got some other cool ideas for some scale stuff to put in the rear of this. I mean, I've got little Endura bags to put in there, little med kits and stuff. So this thing's definitely going to be kitted up, just depending on what I decide to actually do with this truck. It's a little bit bigger than 24s, so I don't know if I maybe use this for like a recovery rig or something. If it's stuck out in the mud or something like that, maybe this can go get it. That might be a cool video idea. But I'm going to call that the end of the video for now. But this thing is going extremely well. Just the first couple round of mods. That's miles better than it used to be. Definitely still need some new shocks, but new receiver for this thing, new ESC, all that stuff. I'm very happy with the progress so far. I think the next video that we do on this thing will be some visual mods, as in going through, maybe putting a driver on, a little bit more stickers, because I did slap these J-Concept stickers on the bottom of the door panels, and then probably painting the door lines, gluing in the mirrors, because these things keep popping off. And I do have the snorkel around here somewhere. The top piece, the little breather piece, kept flying off of it, so I just went ahead and removed it. But I also have some cool ideas for maybe some light bars. I might end up using the light bar that came stock with it. We just need to find some actual lights for it. Our little camera light just died, speaking of lights. But footage, we appreciate you watching. Thanks for commenting, liking, all that stuff. We'll see you next time on Two Bros RC.